Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Jackie and Stephana here for another live talking about keeping couples connected during the COVID-19 crisis. And today we are going to talk about how are you taking care of yourself? What kind of self-care habits are you establishing or using during this time? Because it's needed.
It's definitely needed.
It is for sure. So as we get started, as you join, just let us know that you're here. Say, hey, what's up? In the comment section. And for those of you who aren't familiar with us, we are Jackie and Stephana, founders of Happily Married Couples. We are marriage speakers, authors. What else? Parents, people who just care about marriage and want to help your marriage. So with Happily Married Couples, we do three things: help couples connect deeper, help couples communicate better, and help couples create a marriage worth celebrating. So that's what we're here to do with you guys today, is help you to get into a position in your marriage where COVID-19 is not going to take you out of your marriage.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So let me think. I was going to ask a question. Oh, before we get rolling, do us a favor and do yourself a favor too, is share this with your friends. So that way they're not like, why did you not tell us that this was going on? Because we need a break. What we want to do for you guys at 5 o'clock on Monday through Friday is encourage you to just grab your favorite beverage, grab your favorite snack, and use this as kind of a 30-minute, just I'm going to sit down, listen to some stuff about marriage, have a good time, enjoy Jackie and Stephana at the expense of them sharing their marriage and just unwind for a little bit. Sometimes we need that break. We're all working here together. Most of us are quarantined, stay-at-home orders. And if you're not, you're coming home at this time. And it's good just to get a 30-minute reprieve from all the stuff that was happening. Kind of use this as the break in your day before you go into family time tonight, dinner time, whatever it is that you do after 5, 6 o'clock at night. So we want you to come and join us and hang out, look, guys. All right, let me get a few sharing things going on right here. Where we at? All right. If you're joining us on replay, then just type replay into the chat. Show my mic so into the chat and let us know you're here on the replay, and then let us know where you're joining us from. All right. Sure that, babe?
Yep. I did.
Awesome. So how are you doing today?
It's sunny out, and that usually helps, makes me feel cheery. And today I do not feel cheery. So I don't know how to be anybody or be anything other than what I am actually being. And I am not cheery, but I'm showing up anyway. How are you?
I think I'm about the same way. Hold on. Make sure I'm spelling right. I don't get all my spelling mistakes out there. I am actually, excuse me, as I was thinking about it. So I started the day off with we went with our family run today, at least 4 of the 5 of us, and I was feeling great. Remember that I came in, I was like, man, anytime I get my morning run in, I'm just so energized. And then about halfway through the day, now I'm like, I'm done, just feeling tired. So I'm a little discouraged today. I think there's a few factors to that. One, not too long ago, we just got word that our kids, all of schools in Indiana, are shut down. Schools are closed for the rest of the school year. We were initially closed through spring break, then it went to May 1st, and now through the rest of the year. So that's kind of got me discouraged for a multitude of reasons. One is I'm enjoying the family time. So I'm not going like, oh man, that's gonna, but our son is in his 8th grade year. So it's kind of his graduation of middle school year. And he has so many great relationships and friendships that he's established. And we're just looking forward to him getting that opportunity. And that our school, their school does a lot for 8th graders, a lot of different events, a lot of different ways to celebrate them, a lot of different opportunities for them to reflect on what they experienced through, some of them since pre-K.
Right.
Our Jackson since 5th grade. So I'm a little disappointed that he doesn't get a chance to experience that. And then 2, I'm a coach there, basketball coach there. So I feel like I get a chance to hang out and experience some of that too, spending time there. So we'll miss that. And then it also means baseball season is looking very, very doubtful right now. Just got some word yesterday about how tournaments are going to be postponed, pushed back. The season's going to be pushed back to here, and we'll be hopefully able to start at this particular time, but this is not looking likely. And I got my my primetime baseball, which is our travel baseball program that I coach and our youngest plays for. Got my gear on because we have a Zoom meeting tonight with the players. So I was excited to see them, and now we got this news that we're going to talk through. So I think that's got me a little discouraged. What about?
Yeah, so we are going to try our best to
hold it together.
Yeah, to be as positive as we can be. We want to be real, share with y'all how the day is for real. But we got some little people in here, not so little, but younger people that are looking up to us, and our outlook impacts theirs. So that is important to me. And as you were talking about it, it made me think about, like Jackson, our 8th grader. Many of the friendships that he has that are really strong, they're going different directions this year because they'll be choosing different high schools, or they have chosen different high schools. So I definitely want to be mindful of how we discuss this around them, and how we the spin that we put on it, because I don't want him to feel any worse about it than he already does. So
hold on, I got too many things going on right now. So and that's kind of one of the reasons I think we decided that we're going to talk about self-care today, because not only do we need to practice it as mom and dad, husband and wife, as the adults in the house, but we need to make sure that our kids are also getting some of these habits, because they're going to go through the emotional up and downs as well, and may or may not share it. It's kind of difficult, for them to process this. And I don't know, maybe it's more difficult for us to process for them, but we've been living 40 some years and we're like, this is unprecedented.
Yeah.
We have never gone through this. We don't even know how to react. They haven't lived long enough to be like, this might just be like, all right.
A little break.
Right. This is a little break. Every once in a while, something happens, you shut it down. I don't know. So we'll find it out, but we want to share with you guys some self-care tips and things that you can do. And it's vital that you do it. But first we want to engage with you. So if you are here, I see a few of us on here. Let us know that you're here. Shout it out in the comment section. Say, hey, what's up? And we'll start to engage and ask you guys some questions. But and 2, share with other people. Let them know that we're here. Get your favorite drink, get your favorite snack, and just unwind. Use these 30 minutes every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to serve as a good break from one part of your day to hopefully a more relaxing part of your day, and enjoyable part of your day later. All right. So what you got, Stephana Bledsoe?
So one way we think is important for self-care is prayer. And we've probably talked about this many times in other segments that we've been on in these last couple of weeks that we've been doing these videos. But it is key for your marriage. And it is just key in general, that relationship with Christ and talking to him and listening to him talk back to you is very, very imperative for your self-care. Yeah,
for sure. And hey, what's up, Nicole? I just saw you join the chat. But one of my biggest things, I talked about the running just a minute ago, but I am a kind of a routine person, and that is a form of self-care for me. So I have a morning routine and an evening routine that I am not 100% on at all. But it's something I've thought out and I've gone through and kind of tweaked and like, okay, this gets me in the right place for my day. And this gets me in the right place of closing out my day so I can rest well and get going the next day. So I encourage you to get some routines. I have a little routine. I call it Prepare, and it's an acronym for all the different things that I do. Prayer is the first one on the top of that list of getting started. And it ends with exercise, so the E in Prepare. And that's what we got a chance to do today. So I got a chance to do my full morning routine today.
Awesome. And
started great now with what we were talking about just a minute ago about how our day is kind of like, just like blah. I'll probably would be in a worse situation or worse mindset right now had I not got that part in of my form of self-care.
So let's talk about, you just went off the screen. Talk about what our friends are saying in the chat.
That's what you want me to go to. Oh, my bad.
So we've got some people joining us. Emily Hogan Rodriguez says long walks. Thank y'all for joining us. That is an excellent one. I love that. That's a great form of self-care. Marilette Sanchez says, turning off my devices for hours at a time. You know what? As I think about it, Marilette, that one could be very key because I am looking at a screen all day long now that I'm working at home. So we were talking about this on a work meeting today, how when we're in the office, we get up from our computer and go do other things, go to the printer, go to the mailroom, do other things. We're not just staring at the screen all day long. But now that I'm in this stay at home order and I'm working from home, I am literally in front of the screen all day long.
Yep.
So that's a good one. Nicole Marshall Beatty, what's up, sis? She said naps with a preschooler for sure. Naps. We read that somewhere one time that something about midday naps.
Oh yeah, one of my mentors, Michael Hyatt, I think he's big on that. He's talked about that, and and not no 2 hour nap, but
Right.
get you 20-30 minute nap, something just to break it up, kind of like what we're doing right here, is give some kind of 20-30 minute break in whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the screens. For me, with the screens, when we first got to the stay at home period of time, and I was like, before that, I was taking the kids to school, taking the boys to school, coming home, doing work from home, or going to do work from the church, wherever we were doing work from. So, and it would always be from going from one thing to the next. So I kind of had breaks built in, although in those breaks I may have been commuting or doing something else. And even there, get up and go to a meeting with somebody, go up and talk to somebody at their desk or something like that. But here, like Stephana said, I'm staring at the computer all day pretty much. And I noticed probably about a week into it. Remember I said, babe, when I get to about 2 or 3 o'clock, my eyes, like I was struggling. My eyes felt like they were blurry. I just think that so much screen without a break was like literally wearing that down. And so I tried to mix that up. And like you said, but there's different consequences to it. But we got to realize and listen to other people and be proactive when we hear these things that we need to put into practice.
Yeah. Thank y'all for sharing, because these are good. Sherry Watts says, staying in the word, staying away from the news. So true. Somebody called it a diet, like you have to watch the diet of the news that you're intaking. And then April Napier says she allowed herself to shut down and take time to check out, but am starting to pull myself out of it. Much more active this week with organizing projects, and finally got out for a good 3-mile walk today. April was our photographer for many of the photos that you see on Jackie's website. So shout out to April Napier and Dimensions Photography. That's good. And it's good just to reset. Sometimes we find ourselves in that slump. It sounds like what you're saying, April, and then recognizing it and then pivoting from it. Cause that's how I'm feeling today, is like, I feel low, but I'm not going to stay here. I recognize it, and I'm gonna have to do something, choose one of y'all's recommendations and come out of it. So that's good.
Did you just use a sports term?
What?
You said in a slump?
No, I don't know if I would have called that a sports term.
I was going to go into a big, long story about that slump after you said that. That is a good analogy for the fellas or anybody else who's really into sports. But that hit home with me for real. It's like you go in those slumps and there's nothing that can get you out of it. Sometimes you need to step away. We were actually shooting. There's a free throw challenge going on right now. A guy that I played high school basketball with started a free throw challenge, and it got shared on like the local news stations and stuff like that. But you're trying to make as many free throws as you can in a row, and then you record that and submit it. And whoever makes the most across the nation in this thing in your category, for your age, wins. And so I was out there practicing with the boys, and Jackson was struggling one day, and he would miss like 5 or 6 in a row, but he wouldn't come off the line. And so I was like, step away, kind of shake it out, get a breather, do something different, and then regroup and come back to the line. Sometimes we get into those slumps and we need to step away. So I love what April said, and you using a sports analogy to hit it home. So
I'm brownie points on that.
Yes. She's leaning into my sports love, and she loves it too.
I do. It's fun.
All right. What else we got on there?
So you guys have hit on several that we put down to talk about today. I said get outside, exercise, hydrating. That's a big one. Hydrating and nutrition. I don't think we, as a just in general, we don't recognize how important nutrition and hydration is to our well-being. Like if you think about it, when you go to the hospital for pretty much anything, one of the first things they do is put you on saline to hydrate you, because most of us are dehydrated. So that's a big one, staying hydrated and making sure that you are fueling yourself
Right.
with nutritious foods.
Right.
That's where I'm guilty of not being so good at choosing nutritious meals or planning them out, having things like today. I don't think I've had something this morning for breakfast and I really haven't had anything else. So that might
Yeah.
be part of my slump.
Baseball, basketball, sports term again. I like it. Wow, wow. No, but when we remember when first week or so when we came or started this quarantine period, we were talking about how both you were doing really, really good with drinking your water.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got out of that, we broke that routine, and then got sitting at home, and it's like we got it right there. I don't know why we're not drinking it, but both of us would be like at the end of the day, it's like I haven't drank no water today, literally.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
I've drank half of my little water bottle, and that's it. But you got to kind of be paying attention to these things, and a good thing to do to kind of help bring them to back to remembrance is maybe just jot a little list down. That's part of my morning routine. It's like, what do I got to do today? Drinking 2 bottles of water, of whatever it is, 2 of your big bottles of water, or 3 of them, whatever it is, may be your one of the things that you do for your self-care. But write it down so you have to get into the rut and forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's good.
So real quick, I see some new people joined us. What's up, you guys? What's up, Colby? What's up, Janine? Let us know. Today we are talking about self-care, and we're discussing some of the things. What are you doing now to take care of yourself? And we've got some good ideas that came through from the people that were chatting on a Facebook post, as well as what Stephana and I have shared here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very, very important for us to do that. And also, we want to encourage you guys again is 5 o'clock to 5:30 Monday through Friday. This can be part of your self-care routine.
Mm-hmm.
Get your favorite drink, whatever your favorite drink is. It could be water. It could be something else that we're not going to promote, but it could be a little coffee, soda, whatever your drink is. Get your favorite snack and just sit down, unwind, and enjoy 30 minutes of you time. Watch. We hope we share something that will be able to be implemented and impact your life. But also, we just want you to have some time off and just enjoy yourself. I'm sure we'll say something. My wife is going to say something about me that's going to end up being funny because she finds a way to do that. You ignored that right there. What?
Nicole Beatty said family devotions in this season has been so good. I love that. That is, we were just talking about this, like Sunday after church, we're watching church at home. So we have that opportunity to, expound on what we all heard in the message. That's a great time to start the devotion for the week, and it can carry on throughout the week. Jackie and I are doing, and I'm guilty, I'm way behind, but I'm doing 2 plans. So it's a struggle to keep up with them both for me right now, but we're doing a 2-year Bible plan with the whole family. And so in that we can leave our comments in the app on our phones and then discuss it that way too. So I love that too, Nicole. That's good.
Yeah, and I just read this on an article, I forgot where it was, about marriages during coronavirus. And one of the things that they suggested was to give your spouse space. So that means give your spouse space, but your spouse, that person, me, I need to find space to get alone.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has extra rooms where they can be way away from the other person. Not everybody, not every husband has a man cave, or not every wife has a she shed, or whatever you want to call it. So we got to be intentional about recognizing, like, okay, you need some time alone. Let me take the kids outside, or you go outside for a walk, sit on the back porch, front porch, or whatever it may be. Go in the office, close away, whatever it may be. We got to find, that's another form of self-care, is got to find some time alone that we can just step aside and let stuff clear out, whatever's going on.
I think that's good. And that's important because some of us didn't even realize that we needed that.
Right.
Like, you have that little bit of break or that 30-minute commute or whatever it is on your own every day. And you just may not even think of it as time to yourself until it's not there, until you're at home with all your people all day, every day. Right. That then you might recognize, okay, I just need a moment, like, it's not that you don't love your family. It's just that you just haven't had a moment to yourself. So
yeah, during our routine, then when I take the boys to the school, I got a guaranteed 20 to 30 minutes after I drop them off, either coming back home to work or going to the church to work.
Mhm.
And that was my time. I would be listening to an audiobook, I would be listening to a podcast, but that was just as refreshing to me as getting my morning run in. So
Mhm.
those things have all changed now. We're not going to recreate everything because it's not possible, but we got to think about what we did get before that was kind of refreshing, rejuvenating to us, and find out how we can implement something like that, or something that gives you that same thing while
Mhm.
we're home in self-quarantine.
Yep. So another thing we said was sleep. That's something we don't think about is how much sleep you get at night. And Jackie and I have been good at this at times, and then not so good at it other times. But when we go to bed at the same time, it's a much more restful night. Um, there are lots of benefits. There's other benefits besides sleep too, but there is the fact that your sleep is not broken. So right now we're in this routine of I typically go to bed earlier, and he comes to bed later. And when he comes in, he's getting ready for bed. So he turns the lights on. He's moving stuff around. He's pulling the covers.
She says I get into bed hard.
It's like I feel like he's angry. Like I feel like the covers just got yanked off of me. Like he's mad because I went to bed first or something. I don't know what is happening, but it is.
Can I say something?
What?
Does anybody have a spouse who, when they get into bed, they wrap the covers around them tight and then they move over? And when they do that, the sheets that were evenly distributed now end up in one half. So when I come in there, I got about 2/3 of my side of the blankets that are moved on the other side.
So he yanks it. And that's what he's saying. It's just wrapped up. So he has to yank it.
No.
Instead of, he could rub me, or he could, gently pull the he comes in there like a madman.
Hold on. No, I don't realize at the time that they're locked down like Fort Knox around her shoulders and her neck. And so I'm just grabbing the blankets thinking they're going to come real easy when I pull them up, and so I can get underneath them, and they're not. So that I'm not yanking on purpose. I'm just like, okay, I need to pull them over here. But realizing that I feel like that she's gripping even tighter when I come in there and get to bed. Like she's like, I got to hold on to these sheets because he can already take them off me. I had to wear exactly where I wanted the whole night. Kobe said, "Preach." You experienced it too. Like you tired.
They said, "Preach, Stephana."
Who said that?
Nicole.
Oh. So I'm believing Santise is the cover holder or hoarder, whatever you want to call it. And Toya is too. All right. So no, but for real, we got on a tangent. What was he talking about?
So going to bed at the same time so that you can get good, restful, solid sleep. So you can get into that, what's it called? REM sleep.
Yeah. Well, so let me ask this question. We'll break real quick and ask a question. Who's getting more sleep, or who are you getting more or less sleep now during this stay at home, quarantine, and all that in your household? So I think there was a period of time when I was like staying up real late, like terribly late. So in comparison to that, I think I'm getting more. I'm not getting the amount of sleep that I really want to get. But I'm also sleeping a little bit later, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, I was getting up, going to play basketball and stuff like that. 6 o'clock. So that's out. I found consistently during the first week or so that I was waking up naturally because I turned my alarm off around 6 o'clock. Then that got pushed back to about 7. And now I'm a little bit after 7. So my body's starting to adjust to this new period, and I'm not really liking it because 7 o'clock don't give me a chance. Although the kids aren't up, there's certain things I want to do before my real work day starts. And so it's kind of messing me up. So I gotta make a choice. But sleep is crucial. I'm not getting no 2 and 3 hours of sleep, but probably about 6 hours, 7 hours of sleep consistently. Right. I would say about 7 hours of sleep consistently, which is still not bad. But I just like to start early where everything else starts happening. All right, what y'all say? Sleep is totally broken.
April got a solution for it. She said they have not had the same covers in years. We have our own set. So, #winning.
So hold on. How does that work? So like y'all got like twin size sheets on the bed, and so it makes up both parts of the sheets, and are his the same look as yours? What's it look like? I need a little bit more details on how that flows. That might be a solution for us. but I somehow feel like it's still not going to work out. That somehow them blankets on my side are still going to end up on the other side.
So here's the deal. If we go to bed at the
Hold on,
same time,
you can't do that, because that's when I'm going to make a point. I'm going to go in. You can't. No, it's 5:30, babe. We gotta go.
If we go to bed at the same time, there will be no yanking of the sheets. You will have your sheets, what you need,
All right.
and I have my sheets, and there will be no lights turned on and no staring at the phone, or all of that will be solved.
So you just opened up a whole nother can. I'm gonna take 30 seconds to address this. Sometimes we're out having family time. I'm gonna use the other night as an example, and I just can't hang no more. If we're watching a movie, I typically do not make it through the movie. So the other night we got done playing whatever we were playing, some kind of, was it last night?
I don't know.
We were playing some family game, card game, board game, or whatever. And next thing I know, I wake up on the couch. I mean, there was no TV or nothing. The boys have watched an entire episode of something, because when I looked up, the credits were coming on. I'm thinking like, what is going on? I look around, she's gone, lights out. She done went to bed on me. And then I have no choice but to come to bed after you and turn the lights on and take my contacts out and wake you up. So if you would wake me up and say, babe, it's time to go to bed, because I didn't even know what happened. These dudes have made cookies, watch the show. I didn't even know. So I need somebody to help me, my spouse, to get in the bed on time, so we don't have to have the blanket tug of war.
So we're not going to tit for tat for the rest of the webinar.
So Kobe said his sleep patterns are totally thrown off. April's this week is thrown off. God is speaking more in the middle of the night in this season. I like it. it. So we got to be in the bed sleep for him to speak to us. All right. I'm prophesying like Juanita Bynum and declaring no more shit. Woo, we got to work it out. Y'all give us some suggestions on this for the future. We got to figure it out. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but you do. So
it is a big deal. When I'm tired and that's why it's a problem. That's why it's a big deal, because he doesn't think it's a big deal to come in and wake me up and turn his phone on and scroll in the phone in the bed after I done fell asleep, and now I'm awake because the blue lights on the ceiling. It's a big deal. It's a problem, and I've voiced this concern before. So the fact that he said this, I don't think it's a big deal, is a problem.
All right. Look, y'all, to be continued. Y'all got to come back tomorrow, because we're going to be here a minute, and it is almost 5:30. So no, self-care was a topic for those of you who came in at the end of the dispute about the sheets and the bedtimes and the pulling off the sheets and all that. We were talking about self-care, and we gave a few points.
Sleep is important.
Sleep. That's why we got diverted. We were talking about sleep is one of the most important self-care habits that we can have. So make sure you're getting enough sleep. I know it's hard right now, but find a way. Wake your spouse up and bring them to bed when you need to. Whatever you got to do to get that good sleep. So it's a wrap almost. But before we go, thank you guys for jumping in.
Yeah.
And be sure to like it. Be sure to share with your people. And if you aren't in our Facebook group already, be sure to get in the group. I've seen several of you since we've been on here chatting have liked the Facebook page, but it goes down in the Facebook group. That's where we have some good discussions. People are sharing their story. People are sharing their marriage pictures and their date night.
Encouraging marriage.
Asking for prayer requests. It all goes down in there. So Happily Married Couples is where you can find that in your search bar on Facebook, or just go to happilymarriedcouples.com, click that link on that page, and it'll take you directly there.
All right. So today is Thursday. We got one more session this week. Yeah. Tomorrow at Friday at 5. Is tomorrow Friday already?
It is Friday.
Friday at 5. We will see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah. See you guys. Have a good night.